This conference will now be recorded.
In last meeting, we discussed about the development environment and a few things like options and terminology related things are we discussed in Visual Studio. Today, as we discussed in the earlier class, I'm going to tell you about one simple project. Okay, we'll discuss about the simple project. In that simple project, what exactly the table architectures and like tables, and in the table, so what kind of fields we will create. Okay, all these things we will discuss, and we will implement that project in our Dynamics 365 environment. So for here, I have created one. I have a designed one project here for you. Okay, let me open that. Okay, here, let me show you something here. Okay, suppose if you see here, there is a HR management system is there, HR management system. In this HR management system, for example, I want to develop employee management system. Employee management module, something like, okay. What kind of tables we required? I want to store all the employees information in my ERP product. So that we required some of the tables like employee table and loan tables and leave tables and salary related tables and leave at early attendance tables. All these things we require, right? So in the same way, I have stated some of the tables here along with the relations. Suppose if you take main table, employee table. In main table, we required some fields called employee ID, name, age, date of birth, phone number, address, etc., etc. We will create later point of time remaining fields also. Okay, and I have entered the sample data here also, sample data, and this is, we can call it as a parent table. See, in this parent table mainly master records will be there. Employee own records. In this table, data cannot be duplicated. So that is the reason we are calling this table as a parent table or master table even. Okay. First of all, to develop a project, to develop a module or a project, first of all, we need to decide the master tables. How many tables are there and what are the tables? So first of all, if you decide the master tables, then we can go for the child tables. Here, I assume that this is the master table. In this master table, we will create the master records of an employee. Okay. And coming to the loan table, for example, a employee will take loans, right? Definitely. So in that particular loans information, I will maintain in this loan table. In this loan table, if you see for parent table and the child table, loan table, we have a relation with employee ID. Whatever the records we have, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for 5 records, we can only create loans. For 106, I cannot create a record here. So that we need to create a relation in between EMP table and EMP loan table. Then only it is possible. Okay. And here there are some fields I have stated here, like employee ID name is common, and loan ID, loan name, rate of interest, and amount fields I have stated here. And coming to this loan master table, this is master table even here. Okay, in this master table, what are the loans we will provide in our company? In this table, we have 3 main loans are there, like a car loan, home loan, and personal loan. Apart from these 3 loans, I don't want to provide any 4th loan. So that only 3 loans data you can see here. 3 loans data. We can call it as this loan master table is a parent table. This is anyway, it is a child table. So this table is completely child table for EMP table and child table for loan master table. For this table, relation with employee ID, and for this table, relation with the loan ID. Here loan ID, here loan ID. So that we need to create a relation in between loan ID in the loan master table and the loan ID in the loan table. So that is the way these 2 tables will be related. Okay. And suppose if you go to the goal table, what are the goals of an employee, so that in this table we will store the data. And in the same way we have a skill table. Okay, employee skills will be stored in this table. So this is, we can call it as a child table. This is also, we can call it as a child table. Okay, so there are we will create like this the structure of a HR management. So remaining tables we will decide and we will create a ongoing process. But if you decided a few tables, after that we can decide uh, the relevant tables of remaining for remaining requirements. Okay, uh, okay, fine. Here, suppose if I want to create this project in my ERP system, first of all, how to start the project, how to start creating this project. Okay, first let me open the Visual Studio. If we are using first time the Visual Studio, we need to do some basic setups of Visual Studio. Basic setups, we need to do some basic setups, like first go to the Dynamics 365 option. Okay, menu, and there is an options is there. Just click on the options. First time only. Okay, here you can see number of options in the left hand side. You can see there is a projects. Okay, you can select this option, like just tick mark it, organize projects by element type. First option you need to do like this. Okay, and the second thing, go to the text editor, and there is a all languages, and there is a line numbers checkbox. Tick mark it. Okay, projects. In projects, just go to the organize projects by element type, just tick mark it, and go to the all languages in the text editor. Check the line numbers checkbox. That's it. Click on OK button and do it. That's it. This is the first time, one time setup. Okay, I'll tell you why we have done this kind of changes in the Dynamics 365 options. Okay, I'll tell you. I will definitely explain you why we done these two things. Okay, this is one time setup when you are using the first time of your Visual Studio. Okay, now, okay, how to create this project first of all. Okay, I just want to implement this kind of functionalities in my Visual Studio. Okay, this is our core development area, right? Now, how to start the creating this project, how to approach this one. Now, if you go to the Dynamics 365, there is a model management. So first we need to create a model. Okay, now coming to the model, what is model? See, we are creating HR management systems, right? That is a model. For example, inventory management. Okay, warehouse management. It is a model. A model is uh, a design time concept. I mean, it is a distributable software solution. For example, you are developing a HR management system. This is not only for a particular company. You can distribute this application to different industries. For example, if you develop a one unique solution of a HR management system, that you can sell it to hospitality systems, or if you can sell it to software industries, or if you can sell it to any manufacturing industries, or you can sell it to any another company, any some X company. This is a unique solution you are developing. So that kind of solutions we can call it as a model. A particular group of requirements and a group of functionalities, we can call it as a model. Okay, a model is a design time concept which is like a distributable software solution. Okay, it is involved, I mean, in that particular model we will create a project. A model contains different types of projects. Okay, every project contains elements in the sense tables, forms, reports, etc. Okay, so the exact development, exact creating objects in the project level. Okay, but here first we need to create a model. Without creating model you cannot create a project. First we need to create a model kind of thing. Now I'm creating a model. Here you just need to provide the model like a HR management system. HR management system. I'm entering my name. I'm the publisher, and if you want to provide any version, that you can provide here. Any model description, okay, any model description if you want, you can provide here. So model display name, if you want, you can give another name also, but it is adjustable to model name, and model display name should be same, so that you cannot confuse later point of time. Okay, and the layer concept I will discuss you later. Okay, next, and here there are two development approaches are there. One is extension development, and the second one is overlaying development. See, now our application is not supporting overlaying application development, and only it is supporting extension development. So coming to the what is extension development? See, it is already built in product, right? Our environment is already built by the Microsoft. So what you are doing right now, you are creating something in the existing application. You are not developing from scratch. You are adding a module, you are adding a functionality. So that is called extension. I mean, why the word extension we are using here? In your project, you can able to use the predefined things already there in the application itself. For example, some simple example I'll tell you. In my table, I required one column called gender. Okay, so no need to create gender column. That gender column already available in the predefined application that you are going to use. So that is called extension. Simply, you are extending, I mean, you are using the existing functionalities of the predefined product into your new product. I mean, new design, new development. So that is called extension. You will do something, and you can directly use the existing functionality in your new development. So that is the reason here it is called as a extension development. So if you can read the description below, the create a new package, create a model that builds it's into your own assembly and deployed as a separate package. See, you are developing a HR management system, right? That will build as a new package in the sense it is a combination of system files and tables, etc, everything. Package in the sense it is a combination of everything, like XML files, system files, and everything, backup files and everything will be there. Package. So it will create a own assembly. That package I can export from my development environment to testing environment. That is called package. Here there are a few words: model, package, project, element. So first of all, we need to understand the exact meaning of these four words. Model in the sense it is a concept, it is a solution. Okay, and here package in the sense combination of files, which we can export. That is called package. Okay, and I'm using the word called project in the sense under the model we will create a number of projects. So for example, in my HR management system, I will create 2 to 3 projects. See, for employee projects and attendance project and salary project, because all three combinations, I mean, different three projects I will create in my HR management system model. Okay, let's go back to the previous step, and here I'm giving the name as model. For your understanding purpose, I'm giving name as model, HR management model, or HR management, something like. Okay, next I'm selecting a new package. Okay, I'm selecting a new package, click on next, and here these all are existing models. I told you we are doing extension development. Extension development in the sense already these are all predefined models. Okay, why all the predefined models are showing here in this third step? Here, system is suggesting you to select what exactly you want to extend from the base models. See, now you are creating HR management model. In that model, if you think you are going to using some functionalities from the existing models, so from which model you want to use the existing functionalities, you need to select here. Okay, but initially, suppose if we don't know, no need to select anything, you just move forward. If you want, you can select it later point of time, you can update it, not a problem right now. So no need to select at this moment because we don't know what kind of models we will use in our project, I mean in our model. So no need to select anything at this moment. If you don't know, okay, leave it, you can just move forward. But by default, system automatically selects this particular application platform. But I'll tell you one thing here.
Uh,
Just let me complete it. But one thing I will tell you here, application platform is the default model which is already selected. Okay, but you cannot unselect this. See, I'm unselecting, it is not unselecting, right? And application suite and application foundation, these three models should be selected. That is very important because in these three models we have some base functionalities will be there. As I told you, gender, in my table I want to create a gender column. That gender column will be available in application suite or in application platform. Exactly, I have not remember. But if you select application foundation, application platform, and application suite, in these three models, we will use. There are huge functionalities will be there. Huge functionalities. Those functionalities maybe we can use in the later point of time in our project while we are developing something. So it is better to select these three models. These three are must. If you don't select, no problem, no issues. Okay, if you want, you can update it later point of time. I'll tell you how to update these models again. Suppose if I want to select one more model in future, because in that model I have something I want to use, that something in my newly created model, then you can select again and this model and you can update it later point of time. Okay, now I'm clicking on the next button, and here you can see there is a summary window. Finally you got this window like summary, like a display name, like a version, and a description. You have not written anything, and the referencer packages. You have selected this application foundation, platform, and suite, and there is a checkbox creating a new project. System is suggesting you to, hey, I'm going to creating a new project for you. Okay, now if you select yes, system will create a new project for you after this step. When I click on finish button, automatically system will, system will redirect to for creating a new project. Okay, let me click on the finish button. Now it is directly redirected to creating a new project. See here in Dynamics 365 option, okay, it is already selected unified operations. Okay, and here it is the project name. We need to enter the project name, HR management project. For project name I am giving project. Okay, and here solution name, here it is a solution. That's what I'm giving a solution. For your understanding purpose only, I'm giving the names like this, but in real time, as per your company norms and rules and all, okay, you can provide the names. But here for model I have given a model word at the ending, suffix. In the project also I have given project. In the solution also I have given solution. Now when you click on OK button, automatically your project will be created in the solution explorer in the right hand side. See here, our model has been created here. Our model has been created. This is the solution, HR management solution. In this solution, you can see there is a model in the square bracket. See, our model name is always stated in the square bracket. Okay, HR management model. In that model, we have a project called HR management project. Okay, I think someone is asking.
Yeah, Arjun.
Tell me.
Yeah, actually, I was when you were creating a project, then there was an option for creating the package. So you had mentioned that the three options are mandatory. Suppose I'm creating an extension for HR module, then do I need to choose some HR related package from the list so that that particular extension will be deployed to HR only? And why these
You
three
can say
options were, and
these three are
why this,
mandatory.
why actually?
That's what I'm trying to explain that. Okay, just mute your mic, I'll explain you right now. Okay, so I have selected three models as a referenced packages, right? Like application foundation, application platform, and application suite. Okay, now what is our model name? HR management model, right? We have created a model called HR management model. Okay, now go to the view menu. There is a application explorer. Now this is AOT, application object tree. This is classic view. Now I'm going to open this AOT in a model view. Just let me click on the model view. Now it is turned into the model view. Now you can see it is the model view. Now what is the model we have created? HR management model, right? Now you can scroll down, see here, HR management model. Now when you expand the HR management model, again you can see the mini AOT. Each and every model has their own application object tree. What are the models we have selected as a referenced package? Application foundation, right? Application foundation. I mean, in this application foundation, there are a lot of things will be there here. Again, application suite. In this also we have a lot of things. Application platform. In this also we have a lot of things. All these things like this one, application foundation, these three we have selected as a referenced package for HR management model, right? Whatever the objects already there inside these models, we can directly use it in our HR management model. That's what I have selected. See, for example, let me open the application suite, data types, for example, base enums. For example, I just want to use some base enum called account order in my HR management model. Directly I can use it simply. No need to create again. Suppose anything if I want to use, for example, there is a tables. There is a tables. Suppose if I want to customize or if I want to use some tables in this particular application suite, directly I can use it because I have selected this application suite as a referenced model, referenced package. But here, for example, if you go to the bank types model, in this bank types model, I cannot use it. I cannot use it because I have not selected this as a referenced package. Bank types, or for example, there is a personal management model is there. In personal management model, there is some tables are there. When you right click on the table, for example, personal loan table is there. In personal loan table, there is an option called create extension. You can see create extension. I cannot create extension for this table because why? We have not selected this personal management model as a referenced model to my HR model. That is the reason I cannot create a extension to this particular table. Okay, let's go and see in the application suite. in application suite or platform or anything, no problem. For example, any table, see here, create extension is enabled. You can see there is a create extension option is an enabled mode, because you have selected this application foundation as a reference package. You already selected, so that you can able to customize that tables. You can add something in that tables, you can use it, you can do anything. But remaining models you cannot do anything. For example, there is a fleet management model is there. In fleet management model, there are so many tables are there. For example, there is a FM customer table is there. See, it is a disabled. Suppose in future I want to use this table, I want to do some customization in this FM customer table. What we need to do again? I need to again, I should take this model as a referenced model, referenced package to this particular HR management model. How to do that? I mean, how to update this model. Now I want to extend, I want to create some extension, or I want to customize this table, FM customer table. But right now it is not possible, because you can see create extension option is in disable mode. I cannot do anything on this table. I cannot add something. I cannot write any piece of code. Now what I need to do, again, go to the Dynamics 365 option. Just a second. Go to the Dynamics 365 option, model management. There is a update model parameters. Previously we have used this option to create a new model, but now I am updating the model parameters. Click on update model parameters, and now you need to select your HR management system. See here, HR management model. Okay, now click on next. Now you need to select what is the model, fleet management, right? See here, fleet management. I'm selecting this model. Next. Now you can see we have added fleet management also here. Finish. So now we have taken 4 models HR man. Now let's expand the packages to HR management model, same FM customer table. Now you can see option FM customer table is a enable mode. Now you can modify anything, create extension. Now you can modify, you can write code, you can add some fields, you can add anything. This is called extension development. So we have 2 types of development approach: extension development, overlaying. Overlaying in the that brief. Guys,
Arjun, your
for
voice
other
is
people also
breaking.
same, or for
Yeah,
other
your
people
voice is
are
breaking.
clear?
And also your video is like very lag is there, so your voice is going up front and your video is, it's like very far behind.
Okay, now it is now anything.
Now it's fine, but could you repeat that?
Maybe network issue. Now it is okay. Now I have added a fleet management model, right? I have added fleet management model as a referenced model to my HR management model, like update model parameters, and I'm selecting HR management model here. Okay, click on next button, and here I have selected fleet management model. Now you're seeing fleet management model.
Yeah.
Click on next, and finally you can see we have added a fleet management model here along with your application foundation, platform, suite, and fleet management. Now click on finish. Now you can able to customize whatever the objects which is under the fleet management model, everything like address table or colors table or change type, any FM customer table. See here, there is a create extension option is enabled. Previously it is in disable mode because we have not taken as a referenced model, referenced package to the HR management model. Now we have taken a referenced package, so that is the reason now it is enabled, this option is enabled. Now you can able to customize this object. So here, I mean, our EOT can be classified into two types. One is classic view, second one is model view. Right now it is in model view. Now you can able to see classic view also. In classic view also, you can see FM customer table. Go to the data model, models, and FM customer table. If you go to the FM customer table, in the bracket, it will indicate this table belongs to which model. FM customer table belongs to fleet management model. In the bracket it will show. Suppose if you go to the model view directly you can select from here in the model view option, so that you can directly, if you
Again, some voice problem is there. Might be network.
go the fleet management model there, I can see whatever the
Arjun, your voice is completely breaking. Hello. Hello.
model
There is complete distortion in your
I can see in a single place here only direct. See, these are all these tables are all belongs to in management model.
Arjun, we missed that topic
Now
completely.
we are also creating one model called HR management.
Arjun,
Not created any
Arjun, can you
tables
hear me?
and created anything till now. So I will create.
Okay.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, now you can see this AOT. We can switch to a classic view and model view whenever you want. You can see in a classic view, so that all the tables we can able to see in a at a time, which is belongs to all the models. If I want to see all the models tables, all the model tables at a time, you can switch to a classic view. Suppose I want to see only particular model objects, you can switch to model view, so that you can able to see only particular model view objects when you expand the model. For example, if I expand the fleet management model, I can able to see only the fleet management objects like data types, models, codes, like user interface objects. Only I can able to see like this. This is like a mini AOT, which is belongs to a particular model. We are also created a model called HR management model. Let me open our HR management model. But here I have not created anything, right? So suppose if you expand here, okay, we cannot see anything because it is empty. Now we will create all these things, I mean here in this area. Now we will start creating our objects. Now in this model, I'm going to start creating objects. Now first of all, I just want to create my table, this table in this particular model. Now right click on the project. Now you can see there are many options here like build. Okay, I'm introducing the properties of the project. Okay, when you right click on the project, there is a build, rebuild option, and there is a option called add. Okay, and start set as a startup project and debug, and there is a cut, paste, remove, rename, and there are a properties window. Everything is there. So these properties are we will use frequently. Now I would like to add new table into my project. Now go to the add option. There is a new item. Click on new item. Now see here, there is a Dynamics 365 items. In the left hand side, there is a data model. Now you can see there is a table option. Tables are resides under the data model node. Now you can give the name as EMP table. Give the name as EMP table. Now when you click on add button, automatically system will add that EMP table into your project. See here, table has been added. And you can observe something here, a folder also created. Folder also created because of this option. Because of this option, organize projects by element type. You are saying that organize my project objects by element type. I have created table, right? So that's system understands that, okay, you are creating table, so that I need to create a table folder, and I need to show that in the specific folder itself. Otherwise we need to create a folder manually, and I need to drag the table into that particular folder. So that's what I have selected that option initially. Okay, fine. Now successfully I have created a table called EMP table, and now you can see there is a properties window here. Suppose if it is closed unfortunately, okay, suppose the solution explorer closed unfortunately, okay, what I need to do? Suppose this is also closed unfortunately. Everything is available in the view menu. Now you can open solution explorer. Okay, now you can open the properties window. Now you can open the again designer area. I mean, if you click on open button, this is called designer area, because all the development will do in this area only. Totally we have 4 sections will be there, like one more section is there, like output window here, like this. This is designer area. Okay, this is output window. Output window, I mean output window in the sense, suppose if you've done any mistakes, so everything will be stated here. Okay, result kind of thing. This is a solution explorer. Okay, solution explorer, and this is properties window. Suppose if the windows not fitted correctly, what you need to do? There is a windows option is there. Here there is a reset window layout option is there. Okay, when you click, see automatically it will adjust like this. Okay, now I have selected the EMP table in the designer area. Now automatically you can see there is a properties. There is a properties. You can see these are the properties of your table. Okay, one by one we will discuss whenever we required. Okay, for properties and all. Now coming to the table. Now here, when I'm creating table, I have given the name called EMP table. The table word I have used because it is a table. For form, whenever we are creating a form, don't use the form word when you are creating a form. But when you are creating a report, use the report name. That is fine. But form, don't use the form name, form word. For table, you are using table. That is fine. And here, use the best practices in terms of naming conventions. Here I have given E letter capital letter, T letter capital letter. I have not given all the capital letters. I have not given all the small letters. Okay, just maintaining camel casing so that everybody can understand. Suppose if the table name is very big, so that it will be readable format. Every object name should be written like this. First letter should be capital letter. Okay, that's it. Now coming to the table, and you have created this table in HR management model, right? Now again, if you go to the model management, if you expand the data model tables, you can see EMP table has been created in your model. And if you switch to classic view, data model, tables, and you have created EMP table, right? You can see there is a EMP table which is belongs to HR management model. Simply, no need to add specifically into your AOT. Automatically, it will be added. Whatever you are doing here, if you are creating 100 objects will be added in your AOT in your particular model itself. Okay, now coming to the EMP table. In EMP table, there are several nodes are there, like fields, field groups, indexes, full text indexes, relations, delete actions, state machine, mapping, methods, events. And here, the one thing, we cannot add one more node. These nodes like 3, 4, 5, 10, totally 10 nodes are there. We cannot add 11th node. That is not possible. And we cannot delete or we cannot hide anything. If you don't want to use it, leave it like that. But you cannot do any alterations on the particular nodes structure. Now here in the fields, we will add columns. Now here there are 6 columns I have added, like 6 fields, like employee ID, name, age, date of birth, like phone number, address. These are the fields. Now these 6 fields I need to create in this particular fields node. Now before going to creating the fields, first of all we need to discuss about the data types concept. Okay, now when you right click on the fields, you can see the list of data types like string, integer, real, date, time, UTC date time, enumerator, container, guide, and int64. Totally 10 data types are there. In 10 data types, like what exactly is string, integer, real, and all, we will discuss right now. Okay, coming to the string. String contains like alphabets. Okay, I'll state it down here. Okay, for example, it is a string. In strings, like alphabets plus numbers plus special characters. Example, like for example, E 0001 underscore 2020 or 2021. Okay, in this particular number, E letter is there. Okay, number is there, underscore symbol is there. So 3 things satisfied. When you have a requirement of this kind of a data in your field, so absolutely you need to prefer a string. For example, I need to create employee ID. Definitely I need to choose string field. Don't go for integer. Okay, now coming to the integer. Integer only numbers. Like minus 214 minus 2 147 483 647 2 plus 2 147 483 647. So this is the range. Up to we can able to give the numbers. This is the minimum range and that is the maximum range. Minus 2 143 147 483 647, like that. That will be available in the Microsoft website. You can check it. Okay, so only numbers and plus minus 2 plus this one, like real also. When you go for just a second, when you go to the real field, real also only like point values like a 3.5 3.25 1.4 like that, point values 0.5 like that. And what are the remaining data types? String, integer, real, date. Date is like a month, date, year format. Time is hours, minutes, seconds format. UTC date time, combination of date and time. In a single column, I can able to store date and time at a time. Enumerator is a concept of creating a checkbox radio button, like a combo box. These three things we can able to create by using enumerator. So this container GUID int64 we will discuss later point of time. Okay. Meanwhile, we will now I'm creating fields in the employee table. Now clicking on the string column. Okay, string column. Now you need to go to the properties window, and here you just need to change the name here. Okay, remove the field string one, and I'm entering the EMP ID. And here also I'm following the camel casing, like E letter, capital letter, I letter, capital letter. Okay, and I'm creating one more column, name. Next column is name, right? Next column is name. I'm creating name. Again, I'm choosing string. Okay, here only I'm changing the name. Like if you press F2, automatically system will allow you to rename like this. Or else you can right click. There is a rename option will be there, rename option. Or else you can change here only directly. No need to go to the properties window. Like age. Okay, now tell me age. Which field I need to choose? Real or integer? Age column. Real or integer. Suppose if you take unfortunately wrong data type, in future you cannot change it. Please remember. For example, you have selected integer data type for age. In future, you got a requirement to enter point values in the age column. Then what you will do? You cannot migrate the data type from integer to real. That is not possible. So when you are choosing the data type, you just need to understand the requirement of future also, and you just need to decide the data types. Data types cannot be migrated in future. If you choose wrong data type, gone. Okay, now here based on the requirement, for example, it is an employee project. In employee project, we will not store point values for age. For example, if it is a hospitality management project, definitely we will go for real. For example, baby age 1.3, baby age 0.9, 9 months. 9 months, how you will store in the system? 0.9, right? If it is a hospitality project, you should take real for storing the age values. If you choose integer, definitely you will be corner. You cannot store point values. That's what I'm telling you. You should understand the future requirement also while you are choosing the data types. Okay, now I'm choosing integer here for age. Now I'm going to choosing data type for date of birth. Okay, DOB. For example, if you are providing any shortcuts like a date of birth, okay, DOB, like a date of joining, DOJ, rate of interest, ROI, you should provide all caps. Okay, and now phone number string. I'm choosing phone number string. Phone. Why phone number string? Phone number contains special characters, plus symbol, bracket symbol, and also if you think one step ahead, phone number is not a calculated field. Only we will store the phone number in the system itself, right? We cannot do any arithmetic operations on the phone number. Then why we need to go for integer? If it is a calculated field, then you can go for integer or real. That is fine. But phone number is not a calculated field. We cannot apply any arithmetic operations like plus or minus, divided by, like multiplications. We should not do anything, right, on the phone number itself. Only we need to store the phone number in the system itself. That's it. then string is better. And also string is flexible. Even you can enter plus value, plus symbol, bracket symbol. In US phone number we have a plus symbol will be there, bracket symbol will be there, all the things will be there, so that phone number is always a string. Now like address also string. And for every string column, for every string field, system will give you by default size 10 characters. But address, I cannot store 10 characters, right? Address needs minimum like 200 to 300 characters. Then you just need to enter the value here. For example, I need 60 characters. You just enter 60. Phone number. Okay, if you are expecting 10 characters, you just need to leave it the 10 characters. Like name, okay, 10 characters. Like employee ID, 10 characters. For only string, we can adjust the size, and the maximum size should be 99,999 characters. 1 lakh minus 1. Up to we can able to store the data. We can able to store the characters. 5 nines, 9999. Now successfully we have created a table, and after that, after creating your field, first you need to save the table. There is a save option here. You just see here there is a save option, or else you just right click and select the table, and there is a save button. Just click on the save button. See here, when you observe something here on the EMP table, there is a star mark. That means table not yet saved. In 2012 project, in 2012 application, a red line mark will be there like this. A small red mark will be there like this beside the table, like this. Okay, so that we can understand easily. Okay, we have not saved the table like that, but here system is showing a star mark. System is showing a star mark here, so that we should understand, okay, we have not saved the table. When you click on here, star mark gone. Okay, now you can just click on 2 to 3 times. Okay, now I would like to see this table. I would like to open this table. I have created 6 columns, right? ID, name, age, date of birth, address, phone number, and all. I want to open this table. How? Like if you right click, there is no option to open the table. I mean, here there is a option called open table browser. Only we can open this table in the browser itself, not here in the Visual Studio. We cannot open the table and we cannot see the columns technically here. We can able to see the table in the browser only. Okay, when you click here, it will open, but it will not open right now because the table not synchronized with the SQL server. If you go to SQL server and if you check the table name with the EMP table, the table will not be there because we have not synchronized. Just we have saved the table, that's it. The table saved in Visual Studio only right now. Now what I need to do, when right click on the project, go to the properties. Okay, here there is a synchronize database option is there, right? Make it yes. Make it yes. Synchronize database on build, make it yes. Apply. Okay, now start build. If you build the project, what will happen? We'll see. If you build the project, system is doing some operations here. You can see system is doing some operations. Once it is built, I'll tell you what exactly system has done when you click on the build. Just wait for 5 to 10 seconds to build the project. If your system configuration is really good, your project will build in less than 30 seconds. Mostly my system is taking like 30 to 45 seconds in between. Okay, see here, build completed. You can see this statement at the last. It has done in the 84333 milliseconds. And what exactly system has done when you click on the build? Okay, scroll up and start seeing these particular things. Like metadata validation has done. Metadata validation. Metadata validation in the sense, metadata in the sense like objects, like a EMP table and whatever the objects we have in the project, that is called metadata. And X++ code validation completed. We have not written any X++ code, but if something is there, that also will validate. Okay, and scroll down and scroll down and best practice check. Best practice check. I mean, Microsoft has given some best practices like naming conventions, and when you are writing code, you need to provide the header parts like statements, everything. That is comes under the best practices, whether you followed the best practices or not. So system also will check if you deviate any best practices things. Okay, that also has checked. And here X++ compilation has done. Label generation and resource deployment started. I mean label generation and resource deployment. Label generation in the sense labels and resources I have not told you, but I'll tell you in future. Right now you didn't understand if I tell you also. And after that, database synchronization started, because we have selected this option, right? Go to the properties and synchronization on synchronize database on build. I'm telling to the system, synchronize my project along with build. True. I mean, okay, synchronize my project along with build. When you build a project, system will synchronize your project also. If you have created any new tables or if you have updated any tables, that will synchronize with SQL server when you build a project. Suppose if you make it off, I mean, if you done it like if you flip to false, if you build a project, so system will not synchronize your object, only it will build. In build process, metadata validation will be done, X++ code compilation, label generation, resource deployment, and remaining things will be done, but not synchronization. But especially for synchronization, you need to select this option like a true. Okay, and synchronization started, and see here, synchronization completed, like build completed. So these major 5 operations will be done. Major 5 operations. Okay, now successfully this object has been built, so that a system will generate XML files in the backend, and so that you need to export this project right now, because you have done build successfully, right? Now you can able to export this project and you can able to import in another environment after build only. When you build the project, the system will create some XML files in the backend in the project. Now you can able to open this particular table in the browser itself, like open table browser, click on here. See here, we have created a table, address, with address, age, date of birth, employee ID, name, phone number, and you can see the extra fields like a data area ID, record version, partitioner, and record ID. Only we have created business fields, but along with the business field, system has created these 4 fields by default in your table. Okay, now now I'm creating a new record in this table. Okay, address Hyderabad, 27, date of birth. Here you can see the calendar control. Okay, employee ID. I'm giving like E102, name Arjun, phone number, blah blah blah. Okay, now it is taking by default a DAT because we are in DAT company, right? This table has opened in the DAT company mode, in the DAT company area. Like if you see the URL in the last EMP table and symbol company equal to DAT, so that system automatically taking that company name. I mean, this record is going to be storing against the DAT company. This record belongs to DAT company right now. And when you click on save button, system automatically creates a record ID for you. I mean, record ID for this record. Click on save button. See here, 53, some number has given record ID. This is unique number. This number cannot be duplicated. This number cannot be duplicated. Okay, successfully we have created a table and with fields, and I have told you like how to open the table and all, build process, everything. Okay guys, we'll meet tomorrow and we'll discuss more about tables concept.